All quiet on the happening front. It is finally happening. Sorry for the dramatic intro, but we are finally here. It's summertime. I mean, it's technically the day before summer officially starts when I'm recording this, and we finally have some GTA 6 information. Now, I'm not going to waste your time. If you're here, I know you've already seen the cover art, you've seen the Vice City clip, you've seen all of the whatever. So in this video, we are simply going to be overthinking, pretty much ruminating over everything we possibly can to hold us over until June 25th, in about 5 days, where we are going to finally have pre-orders announced and everything is going to be official. Maybe even getting a trailer 3 on that day too. Who knows? We'll probably talk more about that later on in this video. But let's just take a look at what we have from Rockstar. So pretty much everything we're looking at is going to be straight from the Rockstar website. So no more Reddit theories or anything like that. Of course, we'll probably find a way to intertwine some theories in all of this. But this is our cover art. Let me actually reformat this so it's the normal portrait mode. So this is our official cover art. It pretty much follows the classic GTA style, which I was worried about. I was worried that they were gonna like kind of get away from this classic style and people would not have liked that. I probably wouldn't have cared that much. It's just a cover at the end of the day, but this is the cover that we are going to be looking at for the next however long GTA 6 is around. If we're following the GTA 5 timelines and things like that, probably the next 10 plus years. So I think this is so exciting that we're actually here. Of course, we have the helicopter up here in the top left. That is classic. Pretty much all of the GTA, actually I do think all of the GTA covers had this helicopter in the top left. The motorcycle in the top right, I'm pretty sure most of the covers had this, besides for San Andreas, I think, and maybe some of the earlier ones. But and then we have the protagonist in the middle. We have Jason and Lucia. We actually have this photo here in a separate frame also right here. So this is Jason and Lucia 3, and what is actually interesting about this is if we scroll back, actually that's not where I wanted to scroll, there we go. If we scroll this way, we have Jason and Lucia 2. This was associated with the GTA 6 trailer number 2, which was over a year ago now, but this was the thumbnail. And then we have Jason and Lucia number 1. This was the thumbnail for the first trailer, of course, which feels like so long ago now, but if that's any indication, I think that there's a strong likelihood, obviously the correlation is there, that this right here is going to be the GTA 6 trailer 3 thumbnail. Not that that really matters, but I mean, that's kind of cool. We could see this pop up on our YouTube notifications in the next week, or maybe it's going to be further along than that. But we see them there. They're standing on, obviously, like a Miami beach or Vice City beach. This is Vice City in the background. We have the Ferris wheel. We've seen that before. We have, I guess, flamingos. We have all the palm trees. We have some of the high rises over here. So it is like the artwork style that they do, which I actually love. These have been some of my favorite pieces of media that we've gotten from GTA 6. We see this tattoo again from Jason, which we've seen in the past. We have this scar on Lucia. Looks like some kind of a forever bracelet as well. She has a pistol in her hand too. Not a whole lot to go off of here. Again, it's probably just a thumbnail, but definitely interesting that this is probably going to be trailer 3's thumbnail. And then back to the cover art, we have Booby Ike over here. We've seen him multiple times. This is pretty much exactly how he appears in all of his other photos as well. As you can see, this is his main photo. He's at the club here, and this is his jacket, and he's got the chains and the shades and everything like that. So that's pretty much exactly consistent with him here. So that's just his style. He's obviously going to be one of the main supporting characters throughout the story from what we've seen. Not sure exactly where he's going to come, intertwined into the story. But speaking of supporting characters, we have Raul down here, who seems like he's always kind of holding an assault rifle in all of these pictures. So maybe he's some kind of a helper in their heists and their robberies and stuff. But if we go and take a look at some of these Raul Bautista pictures, I guess he's technically not, he doesn't have an assault rifle here, but he's got like the gloves on and like the bag, like he's going to rob some bank or something like that. We've got a boat down here in the bottom right, like a speedboat type thing. We have a bunch of people on there, it looks like. Obviously that's very fitting for the Vice City setting. A lot of this is all water involved. We have the flamingo here. Speaking of water, we have an alligator up here right under the GTA 6 logo. I actually love that. Like I'm so excited. I hope that they really make like the wildlife of Florida, of Leonida, a part of the story and like a major part. I think that was always something that was kind of lacking in GTA 5, but they did such a good job in Red Dead Redemption 2. Obviously a very different vibe, but the wildlife and all of the peripheral things that go on that really just help it feel much more immersive. So alligators, you know, crazy Florida man stories, it's all very much so characteristic of the Florida Leonida setting that we are going to be placed in Vice City. So really hoping that they stay consistent with that, and it seems like they will. Bottom left here, we have our car. This is right on, I think it's Ocean Avenue or Ocean Drive, I forget. But we saw this multiple times in many of the other screenshots and the trailers. We have the boardwalk in the background. And this Jason screenshot here, this is exactly where that photo is taken. The car is pretty much on the side of the road over there. Same with this photo here. And then I think that there's one other, or maybe it's in the trailer, I kind of forget, but either way, that seems like it's going to be a very central point for the story, which makes sense. I know that it's a central point in real life Miami too. And then our GTA 6 cover girl right here, we don't know anything about her yet. The cover girl is really never anything important to the story. It's just the girl that they put on the cover and the loading screens. Obviously this is an iconic part of the GTA franchise, of the covers, of everything that they've done. So she's wearing a Vice City Manatees cropped jersey, which we've seen the Vice City Manatees a couple of times. I think there's a couple of other screenshots with other people wearing the jerseys also, presumably supposed to be a parody of the Miami Dolphins. Very similar blue colors here as well. Looks like she's got some kind of a seltzer White Claw type thing here. She's got the big hoop earrings, the gold jewelry. She's wearing a bikini. Looks like she's sitting by the pool as well. So everything here just sets the vibe so perfectly for Vice City. I absolutely love it. You have the helicopters, you have the protagonist, you have the, you know, car chases from the police, or bike chases, if you will. You have the boats, the alligators, the heists, the cars, of course. Like, everything here is just so... I'm really happy with this cover art. There are some people who were let down by it. I think we were going to be let down, or I think those people were going to be let down no matter what. I mean, with all of like the AI versions and the fan-made Photoshop versions that people have made over the years, guessing what the cover art is going to look like, it was never going to be exactly what we thought. I think that this encompasses everything that we would possibly want in cover art. I'm very excited to be looking at this for the next 10 years. And also, a small thing, but they kind of reworked the logo a little bit with like the outlines. Nothing really all that special, but it is different from the one that we saw in 2023. And then also on their website, you keep scrolling down, we have this new clip from Vice City. Now I'm scrolling kind of slow, basically going frame by frame sort of, but the full fluid video, you know, it just shows everything that we've kind of seen from different angles, but I think that there's a lot to unpack here. And people have already been complaining, and it kind of makes me mad. People have like pointed out, like they've looked inside some of like these rooms with like the lights on and seen some things that are like not congruent, floating light here, whatever. Like, who cares? Do you see the size of this world? Like, everything that we're about to break down and take a look at here, you know, from a bird's eye view, literally, like, who cares that the Ferris wheel doesn't have a reflection on the water over here? I just could not care less, and I'm simply like blown away by just this view right here. Like, just this here right now, sitting here on Rockstar's website recording this, like, this just makes me so excited. So I have nothing bad to say about this. So that's my preface. First, take a look at this building back here. You can see it has like all of these LEDs displaying, very like modern, futuristic. I know this is actually in Miami. I'm pretty sure I've seen videos, maybe not of this exact building, but I know there are a lot of, I mean, obviously it's Vice City, it's Miami, like it's very neon and colorful, and you know, you have all the bright colors and things, so I really like that. That adds a lot of, you know, extra life to the city. Also, just look at this, I'd assume a sunset, I'm pretty sure. Like, look at the colors back here. You can see maybe some mountain type things back there. Honestly, it's mostly pretty flat. Maybe some over here as well. But scrolling out pretty much as far as we can here, we have a big crane. It looks like we have a basketball court here. We can see a lot of the birds flying into the frame. Obviously, the architecture and the engineering of this very modern and rich city is just off the charts. I mean, look at this building, look at that one, look at all the different buildings and variety in the background here, the different size skyscrapers, the big thick ones, the tiny thin ones. Pause. Okay, let's just keep it moving here. We have the cranes here, and then like honestly, one of the biggest things for me is like the amount of things going on in the sky. So we have plane here, looks like it's probably departing. It looks like it's kind of off in the sky pretty far. It looks like we have a plane arriving here, another plane here, that's 3 planes. Looks like another plane taking off right here, that's 4. We have a helicopter here, that's 5, and that helicopter's pretty low to the ground. And then another plane arriving in the distance over there, that's 6. Actually, it looks like right here there might be another helicopter right where my mouse is. I think you guys can see that. Another helicopter, of course, flying across the flame, or the camera, the frame. I can't talk. And then I think maybe that's a plane or a helicopter or something over there. There's just a lot going on here. It looks like, I don't know if I pointed this one out already, but there's a tiny little glimmer over there. Might be a plane there. I mean, I lost track. I can't even count the amount of things going on in the sky here. I mean, it's just the amount of life that this has. Granted, this is all that we're looking at here, like a scroll, like 4 scrolls of my mouse middle button. So another thing, kind of the opposite of looking at the skies, look at the water down here. We have a boat here, another boat here, some kind of like a tiny cargo ship here, little speedboat going out for a nice little sunset ride, another boat here that's docked, actually a lot of boats that are docked, a little boat right there, boat here, boat there, boat there. I mean, there's just so much going on here. I mean, it's kind of, it makes sense, like it's right on the water, it's Vice City, it's Miami, like there's going to be a lot of, it's going to be very water involved, which I'm looking forward to. I think that adds a whole nother layer. But man, this is a lot of boats, I'm not gonna lie. And I think it's cool, there's nothing wrong with that. There's just so much going on, and I'm sure that they handpicked this little 3-second clip on purpose to show like this is their best showcase of the livelihood of the city, of everything that's going on. So I'm sure it won't always look this crazy alive, but I mean, this is going to be the most immersive game that we've ever had. Looks like we have some hotel pools over here. We got a little parking lot, another little hotel pool here. You know, we can kind of see inside of these places here. It's pretty much blurry. You can't really see much at all. I know some people were able to get in there, but I'm not really that concerned with it. We have like this little cargo area over here, which we've seen from some of the screenshots before. We know that's going to be a very important, or not important, but we know that's a large part of the main, you know, right off the side of Vice City. We know there's a lot going on over here, the big cranes and whatever else. We got like the main highway here. I'm pretty sure it's either this highway or the one there that leads out to Leonida Keys. I'm not exactly sure. I'll take a look at the mapping project after this too, because that shows obviously a lot better perspective and things. We have the Ferris wheel. It's like these are all things that we've been able to spot from other screenshots and trailers, and it's so cool that we're getting such a wide lens view. Like we are going to be spending the next 10 plus years in this city. Like I can't ask for anything better. Look how amazing this looks. And like imagine just like you have sort of like the outskirts of the urban area, maybe some like the suburbs over here. You probably have like some crazy apartments in some of these places. I mean, like look at the green on top of that one, the blue over here, purple. Like there's just so much to unpack here. It looks like we have some sort of like, I don't even know what this is over here, like a port or something, but I think that's the stadium over here, maybe. I'm pretty sure. There's so much going, like floating around through my brain that I'm trying to remember about this map, and I'm constantly trying to remind myself that in a matter of 5 months now, I'm going to be playing this game, and there's no need for me to keep trying to memorize the map and everything from, you know, from screenshots beforehand. So I'm Very excited. Let's take a look at where this lies on the mapping project. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything before I do that, though. I think I hit all the main points. I'm sure if you guys have anything that I'm missing from this little clip or anything in general, let me know down in the comments. Of course, I'm sure everyone else would appreciate that too. But now we're going to go to the mapping project. Obviously, all of this credit goes to the guys that work on this. I think that all of the contributors are over here, so all credit goes here. I've visited this site many times. The amount of work that's gone into it is just ridiculous. I'm pretty sure where we just were was right here from this image right here. So this is what we were just looking at. Obviously the Ferris wheel in the background, all the boats and planes and everything, just exactly the clip we were just looking at. So if we zoom out a little bit, looks like we are up against the South Beach, the ocean beach. So we have the ocean back over here. This is the opening frame of trailer 1, absolutely iconic. So that's to our back from that clip we were just watching. Looks like we have the little jet skis, something like that here. This is going to be one of tennis court. Oh, was that a tennis court we were looking at before? I said basketball court. Hopefully anyone who's flaming me in the comments made it this far so that they see I corrected myself. And then hotel, real life buildings, everything like that. This is just more context to show where we are. We have a condominium building, some more points of interest. Looks like the Coast Guard was that building that I was talking about. Starfish Island, which I don't know if that's an official name. I'm pretty sure that's just what they made up. This was that big port that I was talking about. So we have all like the cranes and everything else, the container cranes and all that kind of fun stuff. Looks like we had a video from back over here. Yeah, the trailer 1 port, obviously on the boats. Looks like this is going to be a very heavy boat area too. What do we have over here? The Pier 1. Okay, cool, good to know. So like the main area that we were looking at, like if we take a look over here, I think that this is where this was the stadium I was looking at. So this was where the this is where like the basketball team plays. So like this is like their Miami Heat type of vibe, I guess. We have the concert hall and then that museum. We saw all of these in that one screenshot, which showed like so much. I remember that one being like a really big one to unpack. Now, where is the actual, like the football stadium? I know it's like somewhere around here. This was the Ferris wheel and everything like that, like a main attraction area. Obviously going to be a whole lot of life going on there. Looks like this is going to be our baseball stadium, and then I don't think we could really see that from the video. And then way back here was where the airport was, so that makes sense because we saw a bunch of planes departing and arriving over in this general direction. Man, look at how detailed they have this all laid out, like the whole terminal arrivals and departure area. That's so cool. And then it makes sense why we saw some like the mountainous areas or hilly areas back over here. We have the Ambrosia area, Grass Rivers, stuff like that. Looks like we have some elevation markings as well. So Mount Caliga back here also. So it makes sense. I mean, this is so cool. Like the fact that we're looking at all of this. I know I keep saying it, but just seeing like where we just were and being able to look at it all. And I know it's all speculation, but they've been doing really good on this mapping project. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where this all comes together. So I think I was wrong about what I said about Leonida Keys, because I pointed to like one of the highways over here. I was flipped around, I guess. It looks like it's gonna be like one of like these main highways. So I guess where we were looking to the left, so that's going to be heading down here. But man, I could probably look at this all day long, so I'm not going to bore you guys with that, but I'm so unbelievably excited. We have pre-orders on Thursday, June 25th. We're not sure how that's going to go down. It could just be them posting on their Twitter and saying pre-orders are open now. It could be them posting an entire third trailer. I think it's very likely. They said that marketing was going to start in the summer. At that point, it is officially summer. And I mean, we've been waiting so long for trailer 3 now. It's gotta be coming eventually. Like I said, we're 5 months away from the release of the game, getting trailer 3 pretty soon, and then in a few months from now, we'll get a gameplay trailer. That would be the typical timeline. So at some point in the next 3 weeks, I think we need a trailer 3. I think if we don't get one, then they're following some completely different timeline, or sequence of events. And what better time to do it when you're about to announce pre-orders and get everyone hyped over it. So I'm really excited. Let me know what I missed down in the comments. Honestly, I just scrolled through their website and saw what first caught my eye, so I didn't really have any main points to go off of, but I'm sure there are plenty of things I didn't talk about, so go ahead, talk about it amongst yourselves down in the comments. I'll reply to as many as I can. I'm super excited. I know you guys are too. Fingers crossed for a trailer 3. Peace out.